Hi everyone, and welcome to Fastrack to Freedom. I'm extremely honored that I have the opportunity to teach you what's worked for me, as well as for thousands of my students, to create financial freedom, freedom in time, and freedom in money. It's a really exciting topic, and we have a lot to cover, so I'll get right into it. Good or good? Now, some of you already know that I struggled and I was broke for a very long time, way too long. I went through 14 different businesses in 12 years until I finally made one of those businesses work, and I went from zero to millionaire in only 2.5 years. So that's what most people know about me. And what most people don't know is what happened after I became a millionaire. I lost it all. And I ended up having only $2,000 in my bank account with a wife and 2 babies. So I went from zero to millionaire and then right back down to zero again. And it was largely due to a misconception that almost 95% of people share, that making money is all that's needed to win the money game. Well, that's what I thought, but you know what? I was wrong. And what I found out, and what I found out the hard way, was that making money was just one part of the equation. I found out that keeping that money is another part of the equation, and that creating time and money freedom, I repeat, freedom, is yet a different part altogether. You know what? A lot of people will strive their whole life, 20, 30, 40 years, to try to make a ton of money and hopefully get rich. And that's great. And you know what? I totally honor those who go for it, except for one little problem. What if you don't make it? You know what? Statistically, there's really only a 5% chance that you ever get into the highest income bracket, and only a 1% chance that you will ever get to what most people would term as rich. And even if you do earn a fortune, you might still be required to work 10 to 12 hours a day to keep that income and lifestyle that you've created. You know what? To me, this is not winning the money game. That it's actually being a slave. Yeah, a rich slave, but still a slave. To truly win the money game, you need to become free, financially free, financially what? Free. Because once you are what? Free, you have a real, and here's the key word, choice. What's the word? Choice of what you want to do with your life. And to me, that's what it's all about. It's about choice, yes or yes. And here's what most people don't realize, that, and this is big now, listen closely, that rich and free are different. Let me repeat that. Rich and free are different. Not only do they take different amounts of money, but the strategies, the strategies for getting to each are very different. And that is absolutely critical that you understand. In short, if we want to become free, what's the word? Free, as soon as possible, we need to go directly to free. And not the much longer route of trying to get rich and then hopefully be free. Does that make sense? So we need to put our energy, our attention, and our strategies on freedom first. And then after we become fully financially free, after we have won the money game, after we never have, here's the word, have to work again, and after we never have to worry about money again, then and only then we can add an entirely new goal to be rich. I hope you and I pray you understand this, because if you really do, you just changed your life, good or good. All right, so bottom line, if you do what I'm going to teach you to do, it's not going to take you 40 or 30 or even 20 years to win the money game. With the right strategies and the right coaching, you can become fully financially free in 5 years or less. For some of you, 3 years or less. And for some, believe it or not, you could actually reposition the money that you might now have and become fully financially free virtually overnight. You heard me right. I can show you how, with a few moves, some of you can be free this time tomorrow and never ever have to work again unless you choose to. Sound good? I hope so. So let's go. Let's learn how to get free. I want to introduce you to something that I call the Freedom First formula. Freedom First what? Formula. Thank you. It consists of 8. How many? 8 critical elements for becoming financially free quickly. What's the word? Every single one of these steps has to be in place or you're going to have problems. So please listen very closely and take notes. And don't miss a single step that I'm teaching you. Agreed? Okay, thank you. All right, here we go. Step number 1. That's always a good place to start, yes? All right, here we go. Step number 1, what I call the freedom mindset. Freedom what? Mindset. Having a freedom mindset means that your thoughts, beliefs, and habits support, what's the word? Support you in creating financial freedom versus prevent you from creating it. Unfortunately, most of us have been conditioned to not only have non-supportive thoughts and beliefs around money and wealth, but also around financial freedom and income without working. So let me ask you a question. How many of you grew up with your parents saying, you know what? It's time for you to make some money for yourself. Now go out there and earn some passive income. Anybody? I'm sure for the majority of you, this is not how your parents talk to you about earning money. Most likely they said something like, go to work, get a job, yes or yes, okay? There may be several non-supportive beliefs that could be holding you back from financial freedom. Many, many, many of them. Let me give you some examples. You know what? If I get rich, I'll become financially free. If I earn a lot of money, I'll be financially free. You have to work hard for money. $1's pay for $1's work. Or how about this one? It's not right to have a lot of money when others are so poor. Or how about this one? I'm not worthy or productive if I'm not working. Or if I'm not working, I'll be bored out of my mind. By the way, nobody has said here that you can't work. This is about having what's the word? Choice. It's the C word, choice, as to whether you work or not and when. How about this one? Retirement is for old people. Again, you don't have to, nobody said you have to retire. You just have to be free. What's the word? Free to do what you want when you want. Does this all make sense? In short, if you continue to have non-supportive thoughts and beliefs about money, freedom, and passive income, there is a very good chance you will never be free. So it's imperative to be aware that these are weeds in the garden of our mind, and you must clear them. So what I want you to do now is either on a sheet of paper or in your notebook that we gave you as a download, I want you to rate. What's the word? Rate yourself. I want you to rate yourself from 1 to 10. 1 to 10. And 1 would be based on your past programming and the examples I just gave, that you feel like you have a lot of possibly limiting beliefs around money, freedom, and passive income. And a 5, you're rating yourself a 5, would be based on your past programming and the examples that I just gave. You feel like you have a few limiting beliefs. And giving yourself a 10 would be, again, based on your past programming, the examples I just gave, that you feel like you have absolutely no, none, nada, zero limiting beliefs. And again, you can choose any number in between 1 and 10. So I want you to take a few seconds right now and just rate yourself. It's very important that you do this. Just write down a number anywhere from 1 to 10. And this is again about the amount and the type of limiting beliefs you might have towards money, wealth, and freedom. All right. All right, doesn't take long to write down a number, right? And again, be honest with yourself. It's very, very important to be honest. I mean, you know, this is only for you, okay? So no one's looking at it, just you. Just definitely give yourself a number here and play along with this. If you do the work, it's gonna have a completely different impact on you than if you don't. All right. Are you ready for step number 2? All right, here we go. Step number 2. Have a goal and have a plan. I repeat, have a goal and have a plan. You must have clarity. What's the word? Clarity in what you want and what you need in terms of your freedom. You need to have a clear, what's the word? Clear objective and a clear, what's the word? Clear plan of action as to how you are going to become free. In short, how much money do you really need in order to be financially free? And what's that number exactly? Do you know it? Do you know that number? You know, I'm not talking about how much you need in net worth and in income. I'm talking about how much you need to be earning in, here's the words, passive income. Passive income. That means income without you working. Remember, the goal is to be free, right? In fact, the very definition of financial freedom is having enough passive income to live the lifestyle you desire. Let me repeat that. Having enough, what kind of income? Passive income to live the lifestyle you, what? Desire. Okay, so how much money will it take per year for you to live the lifestyle you desire? All right? So knowing this number, what does it do? It gives you a specific objective as to what you're going to need to be earning without working to be free. Make sense? And depending on that amount is what's going to determine the strategy or plan you need to get there. Yes or yes? I mean, if you need X amount of dollars to be free, it's going to take one strategy. If you need Y amount of dollars to be free, it's going to take a different strategy. Make sense? All right, here we go. Now, as many of you know, I have over 1 million students worldwide, and in my seminars, I love asking the question, what's your freedom plan? What's your freedom plan? 95% of every single person I've asked, they have no answer. Why? Because they got no plan. And when it comes to achieving anything, I mean anything, no plan usually means what? No way. True or true? And you wonder why 80% of people will never, ever become financially free? So here's the equation. No specific objective plus no realistic plan equals no financial freedom. I'm sorry, I didn't make that up. I don't make up the rules. I just play by them, and I hope to teach others how to play with them too. Understand? So what I want you to do right now is that I need you to rate yourself again on the following 2 elements. How many elements? 2 elements. First, as to whether you have a specific number objective as to exactly how much you will need to be earning in passive income to be financially free. Okay, how much do you need to be earning in passive income each year to be financially free for the type of freedom that you want for yourself and you want for your family, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so rate yourself from 1 to 10. 1 means you've never even really thought about passive income, so you have no idea. 5 might mean that you've thought about financial freedom, but you don't really know how much you're going to actually need. And 10 means you have a very specific number, objective, your objective is a number, for the exact amount that you need to be earning in passive income to be financially free. And of course, you can rate yourself, give yourself any number in between 1 and 10. So please go ahead and do that now. Again, it's very important that you just write down a number from 1 through 10 as to how you are with this, okay? How close you are to having that number right in front of you, and it's an accurate number. All right, give yourself a number, beautiful. Now, give yourself a second rating on this. And I'm gonna call this, let's say, 1A, on how clear and specific a plan you have for exactly how you're going to earn enough passive income to become financially free. So again, 1 means you've got no specific plan for how you're going to do it. 5 means you have a general idea of what you might need to do to get free, but maybe you don't have a lot of specifics. And 10 means you have a very specific plan, what you need to do to become financially free. And again, you can choose any number in between 1 and 10. Go ahead and give yourself that rating now. Okay? Take a few seconds to do that. Very important. And you're going to see in the end, we're going to come back to these numbers. So please, 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 please do this. All right. And if you're driving, at least do it in your head. Okay. All right. Are you ready for step number 3? Yes? No, you're not ready. Oh, okay. You are ready. Here we are. Step number 3. This is a big one. Listen closely. Spend less than you earn. I'll say it again. Spend less than you earn. Bottom line, if you want to have money later, you have to start accumulating it when? Now. And you can't accumulate it if you don't keep any of it. True or true? You know what? Here's how I look at it. Having money is like having soldiers. Having what? Soldiers. In this case, your soldiers, they're like freedom fighters. If you get rid of all your soldiers, you're going to have nobody working for you. So you must keep them. What's the words? Keep them as best as you possibly can. I want to share with you the oldest wealth rule in existence. Listen closely now. Are you ready? I just said it as the title of this step. Here it is. It's very simple. Spend less than you earn. I'm going to repeat that. Spend less than you earn. How about we repeat that again? Spend less than you earn. So becoming aware of exactly how much you spend each month compared to what you earn is absolutely freaking critical to your future freedom. Yes or yes. And once you figure out how and where you spend your money, you can then accelerate your path to financial freedom with just one. How many? One action. Would you like to know what the action is? It's pretty simple. It's common sense. By eliminating or decreasing unnecessary expenses. I want to explain something to you. Rich people, they think long term. Poor and broke people, they think short term and immediate gratification. See, rich people, they have one eye in the present and one eye in the future. Broke people usually have both eyes in the present and they are completely blind and oblivious and totally forget that hopefully there's going to be a future. You know, a lot of people, they operate under the assumption that it's okay to spend it all because I believe I need this. Of course, those are famous words. I need this. Or B, you know what? Eventually, I'm going to be making a lot more money. I know it's going to happen. So it's okay to spend it now because it's going to be coming in. You know, the universe, or you know, I'm doing the visualizations, or you know, my job's going okay. It's all. Assumptions like these are why most people are broke and will continue to be broke forever. Because even if they do earn more money, they're still going to be broke. Why? Because we are creatures of what? Habit. What's the word? Habit. You know that. If we believe it's okay to spend it all now, then because of our what? Habit, we will also spend it all later. Yes or yes. I know you don't think that. The people who are spending all their money now and are broke, they don't think that. They don't think that later when they get more money, they're going to spend it all. But they do. And you will too. They all do. I have 1 million and more students, and it's always the same. Nobody thinks that what they're doing now is a problem. But it ends up being a problem. Okay? It's not about what you think, it's what is reality. So bottom line is common sense. You must live within your means. Meaning you simply cannot, I repeat, cannot spend more money than you earn, period, over and out. Yes, that might affect your current lifestyle. Maybe the house or the neighborhood you live in. Maybe the type of car that you drive. Maybe the clothes you wear. Maybe where and how often you go out to eat, or even what you eat when you're out. But if you want to be free anytime soon, your habit, what's the word? Your habit, what's the word? Your habit will have to be that no matter how much or how little that number is, you simply spend less than you, what's the word? Earn. Thank you. And it's quite amazing, quite amazing. When I go into my student-specific details when I'm talking with them, how much we find together that we could delete without one less drop of their happiness. And that's something that's important, and something that we're going to be able to work with you on and clear in the future. It's very, very vital. But for now, let's rate ourselves once again from 1 through what? 10. So some examples. 1 is you don't save any money. And don't tell me I don't make much money. I don't want to hear that. It's about habit, not the amount of money. 1 is you don't save much money. You don't save any money. 5 is you have a small amount of money that you save each month. And it's at least 10% of your income. And give yourself a 10 if you have a substantial amount of money to save each month, at least 20% of your income. And again, you can choose any number in between. Go ahead and rate yourself now. And again, by the way, if you say, well, I don't have any income right now, then rate yourself a 1. Because bottom line, if you're not saving any of an income that you don't have, you have to rate yourself a 1, okay? Still not saving any money, okay? I don't care what your income is. All right, go ahead, rate yourself now. Again, I'm not trying to be a hard butt here, hard ass. I just, the job is to get you free. It's as simple as that. Whatever it takes. Ready for number 4? Let's go. Number 4 is, da-da-da-da. If I had a bugle, I'd blow it here. Here it goes. This is important. Number 4. Manage your money, or your money will manage you. Again, manage your money, or your money will manage you. Would you like to know the number 1 difference between financially free people and poor people? Free people are good money managers. Poor people are usually poor money managers. If you aren't where you want to be financially, then you most likely are not managing your money well enough. In my system, managing your money means splitting your money up into different accounts for different uses. Again, splitting your money up into different accounts for different usages. Let me give you an example here. Could you imagine, let's take a baseball game. Can you imagine a baseball game where every player on the field is playing one position, let's say third base? They're all playing third base. Is there a hope in heck that this team could win? No way. Why? Because 90% of the field is left uncovered. Conversely, if there are 9 players on the field, each of them has a different position with a different role to play. Yes or yes? That's what you want. Yes, that's a real game. Why do you think there's 9 players and they're all in different places and they all have different roles, right? There's a reason for that they're not all on third base. It's the same with your money. Yes or yes? Your money cannot all be playing one position on the field. It can not all be in one bank account, or if it is, it'll be impossible to win the game. That's why we need to split up our money into different accounts with different usages for each of those accounts. For example, you'll need to have separate accounts that covers your necessary expenses, like your mortgage or your rent, your groceries, your utilities, your gas, your car insurance. Okay, necessary. All right, necessary. You need a separate, what's the word? Separate account for things that you're saving up for. You're going to need another separate account. What's the word? Separate account for short-term pleasure and play. And you'll need a different account for investments and to buy passive income streams. Now, when we coach people, we have at least 5 different accounts that we work with. And I'll tell you something. I know it's a little woo-woo, spiritual woo-woo stuff. But when the people that we work with use the money management system that we teach them, I'm going to use a word here, so don't freak out, okay? Miracles. I mean, real world money miracles begin to occur for them. I'm not going to get into the whys and wherefores. I don't even understand it half the time. But when they use the system that we teach, miracles begin to happen. Bottom line, if you don't manage your money is going to manage you. And that, my friends, is not the way to freedom. It is a sure way to financial disaster and feeling what? Crappy. It feels absolutely crappy when your money is managing you. Your money is running your life. And it's because of a lack of it. Yes or yes? Okay. Time to what? Rate yourself. Anywhere from 1 through 10. 1 being you lump all of your money into one bank account and you don't have a real money management system, what's the word system, in place. Give yourself like closer to a 5. 5 being that you have more than one account and you split up some money, but you don't follow any specific percentages or system. What's the word? System as to how you split it up. It's kind of by feel and your situation in life at the time. You know, you need your this is going on, so you've got a little more in here and a little less in there, and that's going on now, so you're putting more in here and that. No. Okay, that's not a consistent system. And give yourself a 10. 10 means that you have at least 4 to 6 different accounts. You have a system, what's the word? A system you follow, and you automatically divide and manage your money consistently, the same all the time, as soon as it comes in. Regardless of what's going on in your life, regardless. And again, you can choose any number in between 1 and 10. So go ahead right now and give yourself a rating of 1 through 10 based on how systematic your money management system is, assuming you have one, okay? All right, go ahead and do that now, please. All right, you getting tired? I hope not. I'm not tired. I'm not tired because I'm talking about my favorite topic, which is what? Freedom! It's amazing. It's fantastic to be free. I can tell you that, okay? I want you to be free. You're gonna love it, okay? It's the most amazing thing in the world. All right, number 5, you ready? Here we go, number 5. This is one most people won't talk about as part of your freedom plan. What a concept. Earn a lot more money. earn a lot more money. Let's face it. It's great to save your money and it's great to manage your money, but to do either of these, you actually have to start with some money. And the more money you have coming in, the more you can manage and the more you can save and the more you can invest and the more you can build or buy passive income structures. Yes, or yes, or yes, or yes, or yes, or yes, or yes. In short, all else being in place, the things we've talked about, earning a lot of money, or at least a lot more money, is going to make becoming financially free a lot faster and a lot easier. Yes or yes. Unfortunately, a majority of people, they actually believe that they are stuck. What's the word? Stuck with their current level of earnings. And give or take a few percentages, be it from a job or from a business. And you know what? It's simply not true. It's just not true. Listen, watch me here. I'm talking to you, okay? You, every one of you, can earn more money and even a lot more money. But to do so, you may have to change your thinking and your strategies. So, let's talk a little bit about how to make a lot of money. Anybody interested? Nah, I guess you're not interested. Okay, let's just pass on this one. Oh, you are interested. Well, I'd be interested. All right, here we go. Question, and make sure you answer this, okay? Where does all your money come from? Where does all your money come from? The only thing on this earth that deals with money is people. Other people. So all of your money, it's important you get this. All of your money comes from who? Other people. Yes or yes? Here's a question. So why would anyone give you their hard-earned money? All right, good question, right? The primary reason that someone will give you their money is if you are, this is important now, listen closely, solving a problem for them. Listen closely. The definition of an entrepreneur or even a person in a job is a person who solves what? Problems for people at a profit or for pay. Let's repeat that. A person who solves problems. What's the word? Problems. What's the word? Problems for people at a profit or for pay. So here's another question. Having said that, what are you? You're a problem solver. Say that with me and write it down if you can. I am a problem solver. Let's do it again. I am a problem solver. What are you? You are a what? Problem what? Solver. Yes? If you are, you can earn a lot of money. So to earn money, you're going to have to what? You will have to have a specific problem that you solve for people. And it could be a big problem or it could be a little tiny problem, a little inconvenience problem, okay? Consequently, if you want to earn more money, you will have to solve that problem for, here it is again, listen closely, more people. More people. The number one reason most people don't earn a lot of money is because they don't know the real problem that they solve for people. That's the first thing, okay? They don't even know what problem they solve for people. Yeah, again, all my students, they come into one of our courses, we get to that point, okay, all right, write down exactly what problem you solve for people. Half the people can't even, wait, did I say half? 90% of the people cannot identify the actual real problem they solve for people. They're all vague and generic. People don't buy like that, I'm sorry. Okay, got it? The number two reason most people don't earn a lot of money is because they cannot articulate, what's the word? They cannot articulate, message the problem that they solve for people. The number three reason most people don't earn a lot of money is because they don't solve that problem for, here's a big word, a lot of people. For a lot of people. If you want to earn a lot of money, you have to help a lot of people. It is that simple. See, lot. Want to earn a lot of money? Help a lot of people. A lot of money? A lot of people. A lot of money? A lot of people. So the big question is, how do you set your business or your income situation up to be able to help a lot of people? Does this make any sense at all? And the good news is there are definite strategies and ways to do this. And again, this is something that we work on extensively with our coaching clients. And I'll tell you, once people really understand the concept, their earnings begin to skyrocket. Great. So, time to rate ourselves in active income. What kind of income? Active income, anywhere from 1 to 10. Let's just keep it blunt here. If you're earning under $50,000 a year, give yourself a 1. Now, I'm not judging here. I'm just telling you what to give yourself here, okay? If you're earning $100,000 a year or thereabouts, give yourself a 3. If you're earning $150,000 a year or so, give yourself a 5. If you're earning $250,000 a year, give yourself a 7 or 8. If you're earning $500,000 a year, $500,000 a year, give yourself a 9. If you are earning $1 million a year, not in 10 years, not in 20 years, a year, per year or more, you can give yourself a 10. And again, you can choose any number in between when you rate yourself. So go ahead and do that now. If you think these numbers are high, then we have to go back to another element and talk about that again, okay? So, by the way, if you think, I get this all the time, if you think earning $1 million a year is crazy or obscene or ridiculous, then you do need to go back to step number 2, the freedom mindset. The freedom mindset. And you need to drop your rating, the rating that you gave yourself, if you believe that, okay? So yeah, in our coaching program, we do have to revise most people's income strategy. But first, we often have to change their thinking and their beliefs. So first, we install the fact. What's the word? The fact. What's the word? Fact. That you can earn $1 million a year. And then we show you step by step exactly how to do that. And the first thing I want you to realize is that earning $1 million a year is not just for like extra special people. Anyone, what's the word? Anyone, especially anyone who really wants to help people, can do it. There are a few specific strategies that we can help you put into place. And when we do that, after that, it's strictly arithmetic. So we give you the strategies, you put them into place, and then it just becomes more of the same. That's what I mean about arithmetic, good or good. And for those of you who don't know me well and are wondering if I've ever earned $1 million in a single year, the answer is, well, a lot better than yes. I averaged earning over $1 million a weekend. Let me say that again. $1 million a weekend. So yeah, I think we might be able to teach you how to earn $1 million in a whole year. Question, would earning $1 million a year change your entire life? Duh, yeah, I think so. And I can tell you from experience, for the better, a lot better. And if your mind came up with some big problem by you earning $1 million a year, go back again to that step on the freedom mindset and downgrade your score again. It is not a problem to earn and have $1 million a year coming in. It's freaking awesome. And you can learn exactly how to do it. Good or good or good. All right. Next. Are you enjoying this? I am. I'm having fun. You know why I'm having fun? Because I love teaching, but I love teaching what works. That's what's in it for me. We say, well, why do you keep on teaching? Because it's worked for me. And I've always loved sharing what's worked for me. All right, doesn't matter what it is, golfing or skiing or whatever it is. Because I love when people share what works for them, and then it helps me. And I just know that there's way too many people out there with financial issues and financial problems, and it's unnecessary. I know you think I'm kind of like glossing over it, and oh man, he can say that now. I wasn't rich. I was broke. I learned certain things, certain strategies that took me from broke to freaking really, 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 really rich. And I'm attempting to pass those strategies along, okay? So please, if you just do what I'm asking you to do, you will see, like over 1 million people before you, that it works in the real world. You ready for number 6? Here we go. The power of appreciation. Once again, step number 6, the power of appreciation. Investing for appreciation, it means that you're looking for the value, what's the word? The value of your investment to increase. If you reinvest your earnings, your appreciation then compounds. What's the word? Compounds. You've heard of that before. Compounding is like when your financial soldiers that we talked about earlier, well, they have babies. And then those babies grow up and they become soldiers and they go to work for you. And then they have babies and so on 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 ad infinitum. Appreciation and reinvesting your earnings are the most popular way to grow your money and how many, many, many people create their freedom and even wealth. The issue for most people is they never learned how to properly invest. I'll tell you what, I definitely didn't learn how to invest in grade school or even university. Did you? Did they teach you that in your university, your school? Not mine. And because of this lack of knowledge, we tend to make very poor decisions and often we lose our hard-earned money, or we tend to make no decisions at all and our financial soldiers just sit there and do nothing. Neither of these actions, or what I'll call inactions, is going to help you become financially free. So what can you do? Good question. First, learn. What's the word? Learn about what kind of appreciation investments are available. And it's not only stocks and mutual funds, which is where the majority of people have all of their investment money. And I'm not saying anything's wrong with it, because stocks can be good, but I will say this to you. Be very careful. What's the word? Careful who you work with. I'm not sure if you realize it, but brokers who work for a large brokerage house, they are told what to push, basically sell, what to push to their clients that day or for that week. And hey, for sure, some of these recommendations are very worthwhile and they could be winners. But also, just as sure, some of these recommendations, these suggestions that they give you are based on the brokerage house making as much money as possible. In other words, they've got something to gain by pushing that stock on you. By the way, I still love real estate. I love real estate. First, because, you see, real estate is land, and they're not making any more of this stuff. Second, because millions of people have created wealth by investing in real estate. That should tell you something. And third, because it's actually fairly simple and something that anyone can do if they get the right knowledge and training in that arena. And one more thing, don't listen to those naysayers who say you can't make money anymore in real estate. What they're saying is that they can't make money in real estate, but you can. There, my friends, there are tons of opportunities all around the world. And if you learn just one of the strategies that we coach people on, you can find literally amazing opportunities right in your own neighborhood. Regardless, in business and in investments, there's a very important rule. Would you like to know it? Here it goes. Listen closely. Are you listening? Okay, listen closely. You make your money when you buy, not when you sell. Let me say this again. You make your money on the buy, when you buy, what you buy it at, not when you sell. So the trick is to know how to buy, what to buy, and when to buy. Yes or yes? Again, it's all very learnable. It's all it's a learnable skill. And it's something that we coach people on extensively. So it's time to rate yourself. Here we go, 1 through 10. 1 through 10. And 1 would be something like, well, you've never invested in anything before and you don't study investment opportunities. So give yourself a 1. 5 would be something like, would be where you're semi-educated in at least one industry and you have some basic investment experience, at least in that industry. And 10 being you consider yourself an expert investor. You are extremely educated in at least one arena, and more importantly, you have made strong returns, and have continued to reinvest these funds. And you can choose any number in between. So go ahead and do that now. Rate yourself on your basic investment prowess. Okay, great job. Are you ready for step number 7? Lucky 7, here we go. Step number 7 is create massive passive income. One more time, create massive passive income. As I said earlier, earning a lot of money or even having a lot of money does not necessarily mean that you are financially free. So the 7th element is to focus on how to make money without your own time and energy involved, good or good. Creating passive income streams is how most people can become financially free in 5 years or even less, way less. There are 2 types of passive income. Listen closely. You have to know them both. The first type is passive income investments. Passive income what? Investments. These investments generally create monthly income with a fixed or standard rate of return attached to them. And this would include vehicles like bank and government bonds, corporate bonds, T-bills, owning mortgages, rental property income, and things like that. Very important, what's the word? Important to realize that this is different than investing for appreciation. It's different, completely different. So instead of hoping that your investments are going to rise in value, that's appreciation, right? You're much more concerned with the amount of passive income you're going to earn each month or each year from that investment. All right, so 1 is appreciation, 1 is about income. All right, the second type, what type? The second type of passive income is passive business income. Once again, business income, passive business income. There's a lot of different types of passive business incomes that you can choose from, and we could actually spend hours on this topic alone. But let's start with one that's near and dear to my heart, and that is creating a business. What's the word? A business that has the potential to be, listen closely now, systemized so it can work without you. Work without you. By the way, is that how most people operate their business? No. Most people operate their business where they have to be there. And you know what? Here's a simple phrase for you. That sucks. You're never going to be free like that. I'm sorry. You're going to have to do all the other stuff, but it's very hard to become free. All right. And we're going to get into that later. Now, I know for absolute certain that this works because I've done it myself over and over and over and over and over and over again. And I've taught thousands of others exactly how to do it too. Now, if you want to take a shortcut and you have some money tucked away, instead of creating a business, you can actually just purchase a low-cost business that is already systemized and making money. So you can buy what we call a money machine. I want to give you an example. He wasn't always like this until I got to him a few years ago, so he's like this now. So listen closely. My landscaper in Hawaii. This guy makes about $20,000 a month. And He only has to manage the accounts that he has, but he actually doesn't do the gardening work himself anymore. He has several guys mowing and blowing and weed whacking, and it all works without him even being on site. In short, this business is an actual, ongoing, systemized money machine. Now, do you think you can buy this business or something similar and hire a manager to do what he does? Here's the easy answer. Of course you can. And would $20,000 a month make a difference in your life? I'm sure it would for a lot of you. Again, our job is simple, and that is to help you expand your thinking so that ideas and opportunities like this, they become second nature to you, good or good or good. Now, of course, one of the most popular forms of passive income, passive business income, is investing in positive cash flow rental properties. I'll say it again, positive cash flow rental properties. Again, this is an area in which tens of thousands of people all around the world have created financial freedom. So what does that show you? It shows you it's possible and it's very probable. You know, you model other people and learn from them. And we teach the same thing, right? So it's an entire subject on itself. But if you don't think you have enough money to do this, guess what? You're incorrect on that one. And if you don't think there's any more positive cash flow opportunities available, guess what? You're incorrect on that one too. This is a perfect example of knowledge being power. If you learn just a few of the strategies that we teach, you can find amazing cash flow properties and need little or none of your own money to get involved in it. So now let me explain something for those of you who, again, have some money somewhere. And this is important now, listen closely. This isn't for everybody, not now, but in the future. So for those of you who have some money invested elsewhere, okay, or just lying around, a decent amount of money, there's another huge idea, massive idea that I want to share with you. Why? Because I love the idea and I love sharing it. What if I could show you how you can become financially free virtually overnight? Again, whether you have some decent money saved and you're ready to do this right now, or you don't have a lot of money right now, but you want to prepare for the future, I urge you to listen closely. Agreed? Okay. This method is something I call repositioning. What's it called? Repositioning. So what if instead of having your money sitting in some account earning 2 or 3% or waiting for something to appreciate, you actually invested in a passive income business with that money? Let me show you how this would work. Let's say that you had a couple of $100,000 in various liquid investments, and you had the opportunity to buy, let's say, some vending machines. And let's say each of these vending machines cost, say, $5,000. Well, then you can purchase how many? You can purchase 40 of those vending machines, right? And let's say each one of these vending machines brings in a profit of about $500 a month. In a very short period of time, you would be earning $20,000 per month passively. Now, take away the $2,000 or $3,000 you would pay someone else to manage this for you, and you're left with like $17,000 or $18,000 a month net for you coming in a systemized business that doesn't need you to be there. I'll tell you what, for a lot of people, earning $17,000 a month is more than enough income to be free and never have to work again. Yes or yes? And again, this is how you could become financially free virtually overnight, just by, what's the word, repositioning your current funds to a new passive income vehicle. Good or good or good or good or good. And I love the fact that between myself and my team, we have shown hundreds, if not thousands of people how to reposition their funds and become free virtually overnight. And it totally changes their life and their family's life forever. And it's great for us to be a part of that. It feels good. Like I said, I love it. So here we go. Rate yourself in terms of passive income. 1 is you have no current passive income. 5 is you have at least one stream of passive income, or you're earning at least, let's say, $2,000 a month passively. And 10 is you have at least 3 or more streams of passive income, or you're earning at least $20,000 a month passively. And again, you can choose any number in between 1 and 10. So go ahead and do that now. Rate yourself in terms of your current passive income. How much money are you actually earning without working, okay? For some of you, this is a big eye opener. Like, none, oh my God, right, oh my God. Like, how are you gonna get free? You've got to change that. That's what we're here to do for you. All right. And now, here it is, the last step in the Freedom First formula. And then I've got some critical elements to share with you after, some key distinctions that you absolutely have to know. Number 8, contribution. One of the things I believe is that if you have the wherewithal to become financially successful, then it is your duty, what's the word? Your duty to do so. Why? So that you can help people who will never have that wherewithal. And just the fact that you're participating in this event, that means that you have the wherewithal. Otherwise, you wouldn't even be interested in financial freedom. True or true? So you've got it. You've got that wherewithal. My friends, there are not hundreds or thousands or even hundreds of thousands of people that could use our help. There are millions of people all around the world who barely have one decent meal a day, or no clean water, or no access to medicine whatsoever. And from what I can tell, most people are good, kind-hearted people, and they're very, very generous if they have more than enough for themselves. And of course, that's the rub, isn't it? Most people don't have an abundance of money for themselves, and so it's hard, it's challenging for them to be overly generous to others, yes or yes. And here's the thing. Generally, we will do more for others than for ourselves, meaning that when we have a truly important reason or cause to support, first, it seems to motivate us more, and second, due to the law of karma, what you give is what you get, good things seem to happen for us. Bottom line, do not wait until you are making a ton of money to make it a habit. What's the word? A habit of contributing financially to others. Financially. You start with wherever you are, wherever you can start with right now. So here you are. One more time. You're going to rate yourself from 1 through 10. 1 is that you seldom contribute your money to others. 5 is that you contribute, but it's not consistent and it's not even 5% of your total earnings. And 10 is you contribute 10% of your total income on a regular basis to helping other people. And again, you can choose any number between 1 and 10 to rate yourself with. So go ahead and do that now. All right. Now, here we go. I want you to add up all of your ratings for the 8 elements we just went over and write down the total number. Actually, it's 9 because we had a 1A in there, remember? So go ahead and do that now. Just add them up. It shouldn't take you too long. You only have a few numbers here. Ready? All right. Take a look at your number. If you scored under 60, there's a lot of people who score under 60 if they're honest. Again, in my experience with over 1 million students. If you scored under 60, you might need some help. Otherwise, there is a very, very, very good chance you may join the 95% that never, I repeat, never become financially free. If you scored from 60 to 80, there's definite room for improvement and for additional strategies for use. And as it is right now, it's kind of hit or miss. You may or you may not become financially free, but if you do, based on that score, it could take you a long, long, long time for you to get there. If you scored 80 to 85, congratulations. There's a great chance you are part of the 5% and you will become financially free. Just not sure how quickly or how easily or with how much stress and struggle you're going to have to go through. If you scored 85 or an over, I'd like you to please email us because we'd love to have you as one of our Freedom First Wealth Coaches because all of them are in their high 80s and that's the only people we would ever allow on our team. In any case, if you scored under 85, I would listen very, very, very closely to the answer because these next few minutes could determine easily whether you become financially free sooner, later, or never. As I said before, I've had the blessing of teaching over 1 million people from all across the world how to become financially free. Remember, I've been on all sides of the spectrum myself. First being really, really broke, and then being 100% financially free, and then becoming really, really, really rich. So I'm lucky enough to have discovered exactly what works. And more importantly, exactly what doesn't work in terms of winning the money game. The first step, as always, is awareness. What's the word? Awareness. You must first know, get to know and know fully the eight elements that comprise the Freedom First formula. The second step is understanding. What's the word? Understanding. You must learn the inner workings and specifics of each of the elements and when and where and how to use it. The third is action. What's that word? Action. You'll need to put into practice and you'll need to execute what you've learned. In other words, you're actually going to need to do it. Take the lessons, you learn them, understand them, get deep into them, and then you have to actually do it. All right. And you know what? In my experience, that's the biggest problem for most. Because it's one thing to know what to do, but it's a whole other world to do what you know. True or true? How many of you have heard the saying, knowledge is power? And I'm sorry to burst some of your bubbles, but that has to be one of the, dumbest things I've ever heard. Why? Because it's just not true. The truth is that knowledge is power only when used. Let me repeat that. Only when used. I mean, what good is having a bunch of knowledge and information in your head? How does that help you? The answer is it doesn't. Unless you use it and put it into action in the what world? The real world. Let's take the example of someone who has a dream to become a professional tennis player, okay? Tennis is a good example because it's actually pretty simple. You know what? Did you know that in tennis there's actually 4 strokes, only 4 strokes to learn? The forehand, the backhand, the volley, and the serve. That's it. How hard can this be? So they get the knowledge. They read books on tennis. They go to seminars on tennis. They watch YouTube tennis videos every single day for 5 full years. And so now they're finally ready to play their first professional match, right? Well, I hope not. Because they are going to get creamed. They're going to get destroyed. They will not score a single point. They will lose, and they will lose badly. Why? Because they made the fatal mistake 90% of people make, and that is confusing knowledge with what happens when you try to put that knowledge into action in the real world. I don't think I have to tell you, because I'm sure you've experienced it yourself, that in the real world, what world? The real world, nothing is quite as simple and easy as you thought it was going to be. True or true? And things often don't go as you planned or expected. Have you ever noticed that? And so what do most people do? You know the answer. They stop. That's right. Most people stop, either temporarily, which slows the entire process, sometimes for years slows it down, or they stop permanently, meaning they give up on their dream. And to me, giving up or even slowing down on your dream for total financial freedom is not just a problem, it is a freaking shame. It's a shame because it didn't have to happen. You could have achieved your goal and achieved it faster than you could have ever imagined if, I repeat, if you committed and did what it really took to succeed in the real world. So yeah, you now have the knowledge of the 8 critical elements. That's a perfect first step. Perfect awareness. But now you've got to understand that much more deeply, and you've got to put those steps into action in the real world where you will have questions, where you might have some confusion, where you might have fears, where there will be obstacles you don't know how to handle, and opportunities you don't know if you should take advantage or not. And are they really opportunities? True or true? Not only that, but you'll have your habitual, what's the word? Habitual way of being. Remember, we are creatures of what? Habit. But what most people don't realize is that there's actually 2. How many? 2 kinds of habits. There are doing habits, and just as importantly, there are not doing habits. And most people are in the habit of not, I repeat, not taking the step-by-step actions it takes to become financially free quickly. They're not in the habit of it, they don't do it. And so what happens? Well, they go back to their old life. And they work and struggle and worry and wonder if and when they're ever going to make it. And so what's the answer? The answer is you need a little bit of help. You need some support. You need a guide. You need an expert to hold your hand and take you and push you and pull you and teach you and motivate you and do whatever it takes to get you financially free. Period, over and out. Now, your mind might tell you that you can do this alone. But here's a question. Answer honestly. How's that strategy working so far? Are you financially free right now? Are you even close? Do you have, say, $100,000 a year coming in without you working? Again, look at what works in the real world. In the real world, every single person at the top of every single industry or sport either has a mentor or a coach. Why is that? Because you don't know what you don't know, and you can't see what you can't see. And as Mark Twain put it, you can't correct a problem with the same ways of thinking that created that problem in the first place, meaning you. You need an outside perspective. And it would be best, yes or yes, if that outside view was from a real expert, right? Who has gotten and is where you want to be. And that's exactly why I designed the Freedom First Wealth Coaching Program. A program to provide you with your own master coach that will hold your hand and guide you through each of the 8 steps to financial freedom and help you take action and implement those 8 steps into whose? Your life. Your Freedom First Master Coach they're like a Sherpa taking you up Mount Everest. They have been there, done that, and taken hundreds, if not thousands of people safely up the mountain to financial freedom. And now it's your turn to go. Good or good. And speaking of other people, maybe it would help a little bit if I gave you just a few examples of what's happened for other students during and after they completed the Freedom First coaching program. Yeah? All right. So one of our graduates lives in Costa Rica. He took one of my other programs and he had some great initial momentum. That was awesome. But you know what? He couldn't keep it up. And he was still really struggling financially. After taking this coaching program, he identified both an active and a subsequent passive income opportunity that suited him perfectly, again, with his coach. He did exactly what we coached him to do, and last year he posted in our community that he just became fully financially free. And it only took him, get this, two and a half years to do it. Good or good? Like we teach in this program, your first goal is to be free. He was able to do that, and now, just as we teach, he is on to what? Getting rich. Getting what? Getting rich. That's the next level, right? And it's so funny, I just saw him post in our community page again, and this time it was him posting about his first $25,000 net income week. That's right. $25,000 net in his pocket in a week. Can I ask you a straightforward question? Will you be honest with me? When's the last time you earned $25,000 in a week? Would you like to? That you might want to get into this Freedom First program as soon as you possibly can. Yes or yes or yes. Let me tell you about another one of our students. I'm trying to keep it very reasonable, okay? We have some amazing stuff that would just blow your minds, but ones that you can relate to. So another one of our students was making great money, but unfortunately, they never learned to manage it. Again, habits and stuff, right? And she had one checking account and one savings account. And whenever she didn't have enough money in her checking account, she would do what everybody does. She would take money from her what? Savings account to help cover the costs of whatever she was buying. And pretty soon, as you would expect, and maybe you've experienced, she had no money left in her savings account. But after only spending four weeks in our program, not only did this student have a proven, effective, and simple money management system to follow, but we helped her find almost $2,000 a month in totally unnecessary expenses that she was able to eliminate from her monthly bills. When asked how she felt after she graduated from the Freedom First coaching program, her response was, well, I've actually printed it out. So I want to read it to you. Harv, I have never felt so good about my financial life. For the first time in my life, I feel in complete control. It's important, right? Control over my money and my expenses. Now I can put my money that was once wasted into investments so I can have my money work for me instead of me working for it. I absolutely know 100% that with your help, I will be financially free and a lot faster than I ever thought possible. What a blessing this program has been. Thank you, and thank you again. Good or good? And again, I'm trying to get you stories of people that maybe some of you can relate to. Here's one of, we had a recent college graduate student. And he joined the program, the coaching program, and she had massive debt because of her, see if you recognize this one, student loan. And our Freedom First coach showed her a very unusual strategy to get her monthly payments reduced. And after completing these actions, this student was able to successfully reduce her monthly loan payments by over 50%. Which resulted in a savings of $2,500 in a single year. Now multiply that over the lifetime of the loan, and you're looking at a savings of over $25,000. And guess what? This is the point. This same strategy that we taught her, and we teach to all people that are have any debt whatsoever, this strategy can be done with almost any kind of debt. You just need to know what to do, who to talk to, and exactly what to say. And we can teach you that. Good or good. Again, I could go on with story after story, case study after case study, testimony after testimonial, but we don't have the time for that right now. Meanwhile, I hope you got the drift. Notice how pretty well every one of these people was either saving more of their money, making more money, and investing better. Yes or yes. And notice also that they all felt a lot better and a lot more control of their financial life. Why? Because we have a systemized, what's the word? Systemized program that is actually created, set up, designed for anyone to come in and reap huge benefits right away in your financial life. Having said that, come on, let's be real. Obviously, we can't guarantee your results from this program. Results come from people taking what? Action and following the coaching that we've laid out in the program. So you must be willing to put in the time and energy to see similar or even better results than the students that we just discussed. That being said, again, we've created a system, a structure, like a railroad track. You just stay on the track, okay? For you to make this as simple and doable as possible so that you truly are in the right position to succeed financially. Good or good? Now, give yourself a high five and say, I can do this. Good job. Okay, so what's the format of this program? And how much is it? Good questions. We've actually experimented with many methods. And what we found is that the very best way to support people is by group coaching. Why is that? It's because these sessions are not only teaching and coaching, but they're actually like mini mastermind sessions. So a mastermind is when you're able to hear from other students and what they're going through. And it's going to spark ideas for you. It'll give you more resources, and it's going to help support you in the challenges you also may be facing. And the reason it works best is because it is real world. What's the words? Real world. Real people and real coaching for real challenges and real situations that you and others are experiencing. It's not in a book. It's not sitting in a seminar. It's not listening to me right now. When you're in the real world doing real stuff, real money being involved, things happen, right? It's happening. Challenges happen. Obstacles happen. And so when you get coached on that, and everyone else is getting coached, you hear what's happening for them. You go, oh my God, that's happening to me right now. And you learn from that, good. And you learn 10 times as much as you could have on your own. Okay, so plus, of course, being coached on your own stuff too, right? All right, so here's how the rest of the Freedom First Wealth Coaching Program works. First of all, again, I want to go with you and have you understand, when I'm talking about this, it's dear to my heart. And the reason is simple. I had a hard time financially. I wish that this kind of program would have been available to me when I was in that stage. And even as I was growing and starting to do better, half the things that are in this program, I didn't even know when I even was a millionaire. That's one of the reasons I lost it, okay? But that's why it's important to me, because I think, when someone does well, they need to teach others what worked for them. And so, I need you to understand that. I love the program. I designed the program. I designed it because I'm tired. I got tired of watching people struggle. It bugs me. It bothers me. It bothers me because now I know it's not necessary. Okay? The program is 8 weeks long. Each week, you're going to have live calls, where you will learn more. Again, getting into the understanding, and then create actions. What's the word? Specific actions to implement in each of the 8 elements for financial freedom. So the goal here is to start making major progress towards your freedom immediately. Let me repeat that. The goal is to make progress towards your freedom immediately. Like now, like starting day 1. And that's important. Because what happens when you're making consistent progress towards your goals? Well, you know what happens. Tell me. You feel more what? You feel more energized, yes or yes. You feel more empowered when it's starting to work, yes or yes. You become even more motivated, yes or yes. And you become even more committed, and all that leads to faster and better what? Results. True or true? So on these calls, you can interact with your coach by asking questions and by making sure you're crystal clear on exactly what you need to do. Also, you can get feedback on the actions from last week, and so you can make any corrections or adjustments to your path. The goal again is to make sure you stay on the fastest track possible to financial freedom. Again, on that track, because left to your own devices, based on your past, hello, we already know what happens. Off track, off track, off track. And then we get back on, and then off track, and we get back, and then kind of track, and then for a while. And you've wasted years and maybe decades being on track. We are not going to let you get off track. Our job is to be the track. We are the track. You stay with what we're talking about, what we're teaching, and you go down that road and you don't veer off. You do exactly what we're asking you to do, period, over and out. And lo and behold, guess what? You're on your road to freedom, and you see it and you smell it and you feel it. You feel amazing about it. Okay. So of course we have a lot of times, we have multiple times for these coaching calls each week available for you to choose from. But if for some reason you can't make one of the classes, then we have a replay posted within 24 hours so that you don't miss a beat. All right, let's talk about the tuition for the Freedom First Wealth Coaching Program, okay? When I teach this information at a live seminar, it's $2,500 just for the information. The course alone, without any coaching, just the information. So wouldn't it make sense that with coaching, it should be at least double that? I mean, the tuition for the program would be $5,000. But here's the thing. Since this program is all done online, it allows us to save money. And if you've been with me before or you know me well at all, you'll know that my philosophy is that if we can save, then you should save too. So the program online is considerably less than $5,000. Good or good? How much less? Our normal online tuition, including the coaching, I repeat, including the coaching, isn't $5,000. It's only $1,000. But hang on, because since you stayed to the end of this class, which shows me that you are a sincere learner, I'm going to do something with that tuition that might actually shock you. And you actually might think that I'm a little bit crazy for doing something like this, and you might wonder why. And I can assure you, if you're at all interested in getting free quickly, you're going to want to stay till the end of this class to find out what the heck is he talking about. All right, bottom line, I believe this program is crucial for every single one of you. If it wasn't crucial, I wouldn't have spent months creating it. So I want you to imagine that in a few years from now, that you're financially free, totally financially free. You wake up in the morning knowing that no matter what you do that day, all the money that you need will be coming in, okay? And you don't have to do anything. You have the ultimate choice. You could enjoy your morning, spend some time alone or with your family. You could go for a walk or a hike or play a sport with a friend. You could pretty much do whatever you want to do, good or do. And I'll tell you what, not just for you, but for your families too. Let me ask you this question, because this was a surprising thing for me when I got free. What effect do you think you being totally free would have on them, your family? For one, you'd be a great role model to what life could be like if they learned the right information and mastered the right skills and did what they were supposed to do. Yes or yes? And two, a lot of the so-called stress and worry around finances would be taken out of your life. And to me, that's all that matters, that you're happy, enjoying your life, and living the lifestyle that most people only dream about. That is the life I live. 100% free to do whatever I choose to do every minute of every day. And I'll tell you what, it is amazing. And I am totally blessed And again, that's why I feel it's my duty, my dharma, my mission to give back and help other people live free too. So I want to do something totally outrageous for you. So if you are registering right now, the tuition to the entire 8-week, 2-month Freedom First Wealth Coaching Program will not be $1,000. And it won't be $900. It won't even be $800, and it won't be $700. As I told you, my highest value is freedom. And so my personal life mission, again, is to get as many people financially free as humanly possible. I don't like slavery. And that's what I believe people are doing with their lives. They are forced into working when they don't want to work, when they shouldn't be working. They should be doing care of their family, themselves, etc. A life of freedom. So you have a what? Choice. So again, I want to do something super special for you. If you are registering now, the entire Freedom First Wealth Coaching Program is not only going to be $600. As a webinar special, the entire program is only going to be $495. You heard that right. It will be $495. But again, hold on, because as I mentioned, I was going to do something that will shock a lot of you. Now, some of you might be saying, hey, Harv, that was already pretty major. Thank you. You cut the price by $500. But again, I'm going to say it again and again. My highest value in my life is freedom. And it's my mission to help people become financially free. What's the word? Free, 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 free. So after doing this for over 25 years and having almost 3 million students from around the world, you know, one of the biggest challenges that stops students from having their success is their inability to take action. You know, one of my favorite sayings, right? It's talk is cheap. Say that with me, please. Talk is cheap. Thank you. My friends, I don't care what you're trying to achieve in your life. In the end, you must take action if you want to succeed in the real world. Yes or yes or yes. You can think about it till doomsday. Nothing's going to happen. You can visualize it. You can meditate it. I've never had a bag of money drop on my head. I'm sorry. You have to take action in the real world. So to reward the action takers on this call, I'm going to do something very, 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 very special. So get ready. For the first 25 people who register from this class, instead of that tuition being only $495, we're going to reward you with an extra special tuition of only $299. You heard that right. Only $299. Again, this is only for the people who are truly serious about wanting to be free and are willing to take action in the real world now. And if that's you, if you truly want to be financially free and never have, what's the word, have to work again, then you need to get started now. Simply click on the button beside or below this video. And listen, I know how amazing this program is, and I know what it will do for you, but you might not know for sure. And so I want to offer you a super easy way of getting into this. How about this? How about a complete and total money-back guarantee? You take a full 15 days from when the program begins to experience and go through two full calls with your coach. And if you're not 100% satisfied and excited about the next 6 weeks of the program, you simply contact our office and we'll refund you every penny of your tuition, no questions asked. Good or good. Also, as I said before, I know how important it is for other members of your family to take this program as well and be on board with what you're doing. So again, when you join Freedom First Wealth Coaching today, you can have a family member participate free as your guest. So simply click on the enroll button below or beside this video, and then allow us to guide you to full financial freedom. And you know what? I'm not even going to stop there. I'm going to give you some additional bonuses as well when you enroll today. First, would you agree that making more money is a big part of getting free? As we talked about, the fastest way to accelerate your freedom is simply by making more money. So would you like to make a lot more money? No, I mean a lot more money. How about a lot more money? A lot more. As maybe increasing your current income by, I don't know, tenfold? When you enroll in this program, you're going to get access to an incredible training I created called How to Make a Lot of Money. It's one of my newer creations, and in it, I will teach you the exact step-by-step process I've used and that thousands of my students have now used to multiply their income by 5 or 10 or even 20 times over. And this is a huge bonus that's priceless because the information is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. But I want you to have it because it will help you become financially free faster. Good or what? Good. Next, we have our declarations. Declarations are a way to ingrain the principles into your subconscious and make good financial decisions your automatic way of being. It's automatic, it's natural for you. And so we've crafted a special set of declarations you can read every day to make sure that you're implementing what you learn from the program. And so if you register today, you'll get your own Freedom First Wealth Coaching Declaration screensaver to have up on your computer where you can see it all the time. And finally, you're also going to get a professionally designed Freedom First Wealth Coaching Workbook. This workbook will help you follow along with the exercises given in the program, and it's the ideal place to write down your key points and future actions that you're going to be taking that week. Again, this is set up to help ingrain, what's the word? Ingrain what you're learning and make sure you are on the right track, taking the right what? Actions. So there you have it. You get a Freedom First Master Coach to take you by the hand and guide you through my 8-part system for becoming financially free quickly. You get to bring a family member or someone in the same household to participate with you as your guest. You get free access to my How to Make a Lot of Money training. You get your very own Freedom First Declaration screensaver. And you get the Freedom First Wealth Coaching Workbook. And you get it all, not for the $5,000 it would be if I did this live, not for the $1,000 normal online tuition, not even for the $495 for our webinar special. But if you are one of the first 25 people in this specific class, you're going to get the entire program, all of it, for the Freedom Now special of only $299. So please do yourself a massive favor. Do your life a massive favor. Make it easier on you. And click the link below or beside this video and enroll in the Freedom First Wealth Coaching Program now. Don't wait. We have a Freedom First class starting in the next week or so. And if you do not enroll before we close the registration, it could be several months until we open it back up again. My friend, if after listening to this class, you're not at all interested in being financially free and you really don't want this program, you know what? That's fine. Thank you. Thank you for at least for being part of this class. And I wish you good luck with the rest of your life. But on the other hand, if you do really want to be financially free, and you want to be free as soon as possible, but you're letting fear or worry or old habits stop you from registering right now, that's not so fine. In this case, I invite you to challenge the voice that's in your head and not let fear-based thinking rule you. Because in life, you're only going to have 2 main choices. How many? 2 choices. You can come from fear and contraction, or you can come from growth and expansion. One choice will shrink your spirit. It'll shrink your life and it'll move you backwards. The other will expand your spirit and move you forwards towards the life you really, really want. After all these years, one thing that I've noticed is that the quality of our life usually boils down to just a handful of choices that we make. Our choice of partner, our choice of work, our choice of where we live, our choice of what we choose to learn. My friends, I truly, truly, truly believe this is one of those crossroads in your life where if you make the right choice here and you choose to join this program, your life will end up different. Why? Because of the law of attention that states, where attention goes, energy flows, and results show. Let me say that again. Where attention goes, energy flows, and results show. Meaning that just by choosing to do the Freedom First Wealth Coaching Program, you'll be putting more intention and more attention on your financial freedom. And you know what? The results will show in your real life and in your bank account. So give yourself and your family, your loved ones, this gift. Again, what could be better than being totally free to be able to do what you want to do when you want to do it and not be forced to do things because you have to. You have to do them because you have to do them. Have to, have to, have to. I hate those words. I love freedom. I hate have to. Those words bother me because they remind me of living a ball and chain existence, living based in struggle and obligation and deadening our spirit. I know because I used to live that way and I hated it. I hated it so badly that I did whatever it took to get myself free. And what I did worked. It worked for me and it will work for you. And like myself, you will move from a life of have to want to. And that, my friends, will make all the difference in your world. So join this program. Simply click on the enroll button below. Whatever you do, whatever you decide to do, I appreciate your time. And for those of you staying with us, we look forward to seeing you on your first Freedom First Wealth Coaching call shortly. My friends, it has been my total honor to be with you today. Bless you and goodbye for now.